Worries over the world's two largest economies, lawsuits, and a liquidation of one of crypto's biggest banks. It's no wonder this has been crypto's worst week this year. So it's been a rough few days. More than $300 million of crypto has been liquidated in the 24 hours to Monday morning Hong Kong time, according to CoinMarketCap.com. The global crypto market was 5% lower. Bitcoin itself was down more than 7%, losing some market share as well, but just about remaining above that key $20,000 level. Ethereum was also down by more than 7%, ETH changing hands at just over $1,400. The big worry for investors is, of course, what is happening with the US Federal Reserve. Still, earlier this week, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell suggested that interest rates there could be higher for longer than many had expected. Many, of course, have, though, predicted a correction in Bitcoin prices nonetheless. Tech entrepreneur and blockchain expert Roman Nekrasov told Forkast, quote, "The depreciation of Bitcoin should not be unexpected since inflation in the US and the rest of the world has not gone away. But," he continued, "Bitcoin is still highly dependent on the monetary policy of the US Federal Reserve, and any words hinting at an increase or decrease of the key rate can have an effect on its price." The other big driver of trade in crypto markets is, of course, Silvergate Capital's liquidation. The bank said this week it was liquidating after struggling for months with losses, but Justin Denethan from Amber Group said he didn't see a long-term impact on prices despite some short-term pain.
So I think there are a lot of people that think it's almost like a structural thing that's happening to crypto markets. And I just don't believe that. There's a lot of banking alternatives that a lot of different crypto players might be using or could be using in the future. So it's probably just dealing with short-term pain or the hassle, the hurdle of changing a partner.
In its liquidation announcement, Silvergate also cited regulatory concerns, and those were amplified on Thursday after New York State Attorney General Letitia James filed suit against KuCoin. In the suit, James alleged that Ether was a security. In a statement, she said, quote, "Today's action is the latest in our efforts to rein in shadowy cryptocurrency companies and bring order to the industry." The move, though, is another example of the legal system being used to enforce regulation. Lawmakers in the US, as we know, are still considering a number of bills on crypto.
I think the United States is going at this regulation through enforcement rather than setting the rules with Congress and laying them out for people to follow. They're randomly enforcing their inferred rules.
People are almost overwhelmed by the amount of initiatives that the regulators are taking, mostly in the US. And so it's very hard to see how the companies themselves, the ones that are affected, are going to be replying, how they're going to navigate that type of environment.
The biggest swing for prices, though, came for Huobi's HT token. However, it was down around 18% as of Friday morning Hong Kong time, but it had recovered from a steeper fall overnight. Huobi founder Justin Sun tweeted that the drop had come from, quote, "a few users triggering a cascade of forced liquidations in the spot and HT contract markets." Looking ahead to next week and beyond, predictions are for some potential movement lower. Key data due out of the US could yet concern markets further, especially if consumer inflation numbers remain stubbornly high.
So I think we're in an environment where there's no clear narrative for bulls or bears. And so you're going to see Bitcoin in a range between maybe that 25K that we hit recently and maybe the 15K, which was the cyclical bottom as far as we can see right now.
All right, that's it from us for this Friday market wrap. Do like and subscribe to this video if you want to see more content like it, and please let us know your thoughts about what's going on in crypto markets right now in the comments or wherever you're watching this video.